Hi Sloths, and welcome back to Ebb and Light. In the last episode, we were stuck in a cabin in the woods for quite a few days, and in this episode, we're going to figure out what the plan is to finally escape this place. By this place, I mean the cabin in the woods. And go back and live with Dullier for a little bit. Anyway, let's get into these stats. Because our Amity has gone up, and so has our Desire. Pretty sure our Virtue might have gone up a little bit as well, but our doubt has finally turned back into faith. We have faith in our comrades, so that's pretty good. Our Charity, I believe, has actually gone down, and pretty sure our Rest has as well. I'm not entirely sure about that, but that's pretty much it for now, so let's just jump into the rest of the episode. By the time we arrived back in the city, the sun had already set, though in truth the day had been so gloomy and overcast that the difference was subtle at best. Lacey didn't stay. The commander said something about not being seen with us, and also took her leave. They hadn't been lying about the gore. I wasn't offered any time to examine the mangled remains as we were moving fast, but what I had seen left an impression. Not wrong with a bit of gore. No wrong with a few dead harpies. Despite the nightmare I'd lived through, the creatures having met the fate they did hang a sadness over me. They'd been so desperate, I couldn't help but guess at their reasons. Hungry? The elves certainly could have culled their numbers if they wanted to. Overpopulation of a predatory species is a problem for predator and prey alike. But I didn't ask. I couldn't bear to just then. I couldn't bear to just then. Okay, those are words. When we stepped into Dullier's house, he and Ernol both let out a sigh. Ernol immediately followed with a scoff, as though perturbed. That's a word I don't see very often. As though perturbed that Dullier had mimicked him. Your nerves are betraying you, Dullier. As are yours, though I expect we were made nervous by different things. He is far more lethal than harpies. I guessed at who they meant, but didn't ask, uncharacteristic of me as that was. It was then I realised I hadn't said a word in a long time. You're back. She's surprised. Well, actually, she's relieved, but she's probably surprised that we came back, of all people. Skylar burst in, her voice nervous but her expression relieved. Of course, darling. Stop doubting. Doubting? That you can successfully defy Garlois? That you can do that and keep your life? Panic isn't helping. I noticed that Haran had also been uncharacteristically quiet. Yep, spit it out, Haran. Gotta spit it out. Explain what's going on. Garlois, what? I thought I was asking Haran that question, not Dullier. Oh, well, that sucks. I don't like Dullier very much. He's very eerie. Well, I don't not like him. I like his character. I just if I was in that situation, I wouldn't trust him. He's very much a closed book. I have no idea. Garlois has agreed to temporarily stay his hand. Skylar, Ernol and Haran all wore rancid expressions, as though they'd just swallowed spoiled meat, and I felt my stomach twist. I think anyone's stomach would twist if you thought about spoiled meat. Ew. How? Why? Why would he do that? He was convinced. I'm sure you're about to elaborate. The Grand General isn't happy with the situation. We've proven ourselves antagonistic and he'll surely meet us in kind, which is probably why the others have such dire faces. His disapproving gaze swept across the room. So yes, there will be consequences, but consequences I'm prepared for. Nor is this an investment unworthy of the risk, as some of you seem to think. Skylar in particular. Yep. After saying that, his gaze settled on Skylar. Not a risk, a certainty. You'll pay for this. Likely we all will. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but Ernol just strikes me as Donkey from Winnie the Pooh. He just, I don't know, every time I see him, and with how he's shown to be throughout the game, he does seem very depressed all the time, or uninterested, or very just negative in general. That's kind of what it is. So you're in danger now too. I do not appreciate being referred to incessantly as an investment. Right, can we skip to good news? Yeah, I don't like being referred to incessantly as an investment. I am not an investment, I am a person. How much longer till you stop referring to me like that? I, myself, am not your coffin tall. I am a person, you little bitch. A person who's carrying the coffin tall inside her. Yes, Mavis, you're a person. I don't believe any of us has forgotten that. Yes, you have. She's right. You look past her, not at her. Yep, words. Haron's sticking up for us. Let's go. What is the difference right now? This is not about who she is. This is about what she carries in her blood. She's not in danger because of who she is, so that is irrelevant. Just refer to her by name and move past this. This is a lot more to talk about. Oh, Skylar is kind of sticking up for us there, so that's a little bit of character development, I guess. Ernol sighed. I was only trying to point out that none of this is personal. Should have thought that a comfort. Garlois agreed to stay the order of execution by 12 days. Execution? Okay, everyone's gonna get their heads chopped off, I believe. Bear in mind, however, Garlois does not always keep his word. While he is not a man who betrays confidence easily, he does have a way of conjuring up sympathetic reasons to explain a change of heart. Don't count on getting the full 12 days. We don't need much time either way. All we need to do is prove your worth to Gallia. Prove it so well that executing you would net him too much disapproval, and the risk you pose alive becomes smaller than the risk you pose dead. That's all? That is quite a lot, especially because we are human and not elves, and we have nothing to do with Gallia other than this coffin tall that's in our blood. I hesitated for a brief second before asking what seemed to be the obvious question. Then, how do I do that? If a coffin tall... Oh, wrong voice. If a coffin tall has made you stronger in some way, no true Gallian would shy away from it. The coffin tall is ours, and if it is strength, it is our strength, and one we would never deny. We would embrace it as we should. But if you're not strong enough to draw respect from the most brutal of us, there are less grandiose and really smart ways of going about things. To start with, there is a fracture in the ranks. It has been growing slowly for years now, still a ways off from forcing Garlois' hand, but there is enough divide that throwing in with one or the other and gaining their support may prove too costly for Garlois to act against. You see, Madrili, we are far from the only ones to move against him. The struggle would be convincing them to quickly throw in their weight, when so far all of their actions have been very careful and very slow. as also my father. Ernol scoffed loudly. It seems we have options, Mavis. Harren suggests you pursue the dividing forces or go to his father. Ernol suggests going directly to the people at large. There is another option as well, a particularly bold one. I would be a fool not to hear all the options, wouldn't I? There is a reason Garlois wants to snuff you out. Something about the Coffin Tall that threatens him. If it was simply a matter of pride or principle, I think he would have avoided this entirely. But something about you threatens him. If we discover what it is he's afraid of, we can use it as leverage. Leverage? Like, threaten him? If that's how you prefer to go about it. Ernol thinks you need to woo a city, but I say you need only manipulate one man. It's up to you to decide. This is where Dullier's true colours come into play. He's very manipulative, and he's a businessman. Of course he is. You're letting me decide? Yes. Don't you want to? Of course I bloody want to. I'm just a bit surprised. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm just surprised. I am only surprised I am but weak human flesh wrapped around a precious investment. Dullier gave a long, suffering sigh and Harren snorted. I love that. Oh, good. You've recognised the gravity of the situation. As Ernol tried to be funny. Does not work for him. I recognise it better than any of you. It's my life. No, Mavis, it's very likely ours now too. I wish I could give you more time to consider the options, but time is not a friend. It's not a friend to anyone. Not even the Doctor. Hey, Doctor Who reference. I did watch the Doctor Who... what's it called? New Year's special. It was okay. It could have been so much better. And having Captain Jack there, this is a bit of a tangent by the way, having Captain Jack there seemed a lot more like random fan service to try and win back the audience that they've destroyed, and is 95% of them are probably never coming back. Not until we get a new showrunner. Yeah, it just seemed like throwing fan service at a crowd who doesn't even want any more. I don't really know how else to explain it. But yeah, it could have been better. It could have been so much better. The concept is fine, but the execution was just lacking in a lot of areas. Yeah, not a fan. And I am not at all excited about the next season. Unless Chris Chibnall gets rid of the whole Timeless Children shit. Anyway, that's enough of that tangent. Let's continue with the episode. So, what do you say? Whose opinion shall we ask first? Let's just ask Harren's opinion, because Harren's just the best. He's so fun, and he actually seemed to care about us more than the Coffin Tall not too long ago. So let's ask his opinion first. You've been a little quiet, Harren. Have I? His smile was warm, but his eyes seemed distant. He's definitely thinking about stuff. I'm not sure. I don't like any of the options very much. But my least favourite is Dullier's plan to blackmail my grandfather. He is not an easy man to deceive, and he is stubborn and very proud. Tiptoeing around his mind and stoking the right fires to your advantage is such a risky game, when failure means your life, naturally. Oh, excuse me, if you heard that. That came out of nowhere. I cut that out, but I was mid-sentence, so, oh well. It It already does mean your life, yes, but perhaps Dullier should inform those he advises of his past. Oh dear, his past? What happened? Tell me, Harren, tell me all. Harren sighed. He's made a mess of other people's lives plenty. I don't want you to be added to that number. He references things which have no bearing on the matter at hand, nor do we have the time allowance to discuss it. Oh, Dullier is not happy. Skylar actually stuck up for us a little bit there, so let's ask her opinion. Surely you have an opinion, Skylar. Bitch with all the opinions. Yes, I'm astounded I've managed to keep it in this long. Oh, don't tell me my voice is going like last time. That would really suck. I'm only like 15 minutes into this and I've got another 15 minutes left, and then I've got 2 more recordings after this. Oh, brains. If you must stumble after one carrot on a string after the next, you should exploit the civil divide. Change has been coming, and you might as well try to be the harbinger of it. The harbinger of change. As though there were not enough pressure on me already. She shrugged bitterly. Sometimes the harbinger of change is only an unwitting human who wants to go home, I guess. Oh, she's still such a little bitch. Seriously, I do not like Skylar. I know she's made to be a little opinionated cesspit of bitchiness, but damn, she's annoying. Ugh, anyway. Despite the pressure I felt in my chest, I managed a chawl. A chawl. Such a fun word. Screw Dullier, let's ask Ernol, because Ernol seems to be trying to be nice to us, but failing miserably. I take it you think I should impress the people. Ernol nodded. You would not be trying to coerce or divide Gallia. You may even further unite us. I look at it like working with the tide rather than against it. But more relevant to your interest, I think that is the only way you will succeed. Well, I can always count on you to get that point. He nodded again. The problem in working with the tide is you have to keep up. There's no playing by your own rules. It's all the will of the ocean. And that's a lot to learn in a short amount of time. Might as well ask Dullier what his plan's all about. Do you really think I could pull off manipulating the Grand General that way? Dullier stared at me for a while in consideration. I think you can. So I have to figure out a reason Gaules needs me. Yes, I wouldn't suggest it if I didn't already have ideas. We would help you. More specifically, I would help you. I don't like it. He seems to be coming on to me a little bit. I don't like that. No thanks. Blonde-haired bimbo, get out my, I don't know where I was going with that. Words just escaped me. I caught sight of Skylar twisting her face in discontent. She is not happy about this. You're going to get yourself killed, Dullier. Well, I hope not. He's just so nonchalant about that. He's like, well, I hope I don't die. That was definitely my thoughts when I was trying to play Little Nightmares yesterday. I was like, every time I got somewhere, I was like, I hope I don't die, because the checkpoints are very strange in that game. The checkpoints aren't all the lanterns and candles, which you would expect it to be, because it shows a little eye icon, which usually would signify it's saving. But no, if you die, you go to like a different place. Like the start of a specific scene, I guess you could say, in the game. If you play Little Nightmares, you know what I mean, but I can't really explain it without showing you, and I can't be asked to edit footage in of that. Mainly because it doesn't really have much of a place here. But yeah, Little Nightmares is a good game. I'm just terrible at it. And my phone's vibrating. I have no idea why, and I don't care why. That's pretty annoying. I I would turn it on to silent, but I'm actually expecting a phone call at some point today, so who knows. Yeah, Little Nightmares is fun. Didn't realise there was so much DLC in it. Ugh, hate DLC so much sometimes. Or at least most of the time. Anyway, enough of that tangent. I know what to do. I've decided. I want to go to the people. I'm going to take advantage of the fracture and forces. I'm going to coerce Gorlois, Ernol, and Harren's father. So, going to the people is what Ernol would suggest. I don't think that's what I did last time. Last time I actually went to the fracture and the forces, but I'm pretty sure there was something in there about Gorlois that I did last time. I think that might have been for something else. Taking advantage of a fracture in the forces does definitely go with the whole tenacity aspect that we have going on. Let's check the compendium real quick. Charm would definitely be for in fact, you know what, let's try a hand at charm. Let's go and deal with Ernol and Harren's father. That's something that I've never seen before, and you know, I kind of can't imagine how it would go other than, you know, well, seeing it play out, which I haven't done. So let's actually go and see Ernol and Harren's father. Harren said something about his father? Yes. And he shouldn't have. My father is a tricky man, but he isn't without power, and the Grand General has wanted my father dead far longer, far more intensely than I believe he wants you dead. Point being, he has ways of avoiding that fate. Assuming our father doesn't kill you himself. What? He's not going to murder me, is he? That would not be nice. I definitely don't like being murdered. Let's can we have the no murder policy? Can we get one of those? Ernol, he's not that bad. No less dangerous than any of her other options, I suppose. You still think that's a good idea, Mavis? You must be certain. Yep, let's just do it. Let's just go and see him and see if he'll help us out with stuff. They might somehow be able to grant us some sort of immunity. That would be fun. Yep. Okay. Then it's decided. We know what we'll do. Okay. Now we do know what we will do. The very same evening, I found myself walking through the city, Ernol and Harren at either side of me, and Dollier just off in corner. Dollier had come along as well, like I said, despite Ernol's reminders again and again that he wasn't welcome to his father's estate. Oh dear. He can turn me away himself, it's only polite. He is, after all, very concerned with gentility. That's Ernol trying to be funny again, but it doesn't work. Well, Harren gets it, but you know. Harren passed me a grin. He hadn't stopped smiling at me since I'd made my decision. Yes, making making Harren happy. Nice. Ernol, however, had grown more irritable by the hour. Oh, don't tell me there's going to be a divide in those two. No. It seemed to me that he wasn't looking forward to dealing with his father. He doesn't like his dad very much, does he? I don't envy you, Mavis. Lombre is not the easiest man to get along with. She'll be fine. He'll love her. This is happening very quickly. You should have met my aunt. Luckily, I've his sons on my side. Oh, and you are Dollier if he's like you, yes. Ooh, I'm not sure about that. I'm definitely not sure what to say in this moment. She'll be fine. He'll love her. Should have met my aunt. That's got nothing to do with any of this. No, let's not say that. Luckily, I have his sons on my side. Ernol doesn't seem to think that that would be very wise, and we kind of want to keep him a little bit more happy than what he is. It's happening very quickly. Well, it's always just going to happen very quickly. What was the thing with Dullier? I don't ever use. No. Oh, and Dullier's an easy man to get along with. Let's just make Haron even more happy. Even that. Oh no, because that's going to piss off Ernol. Let's just go with luckily I have his sons on my side. Well, I have his 2 sons with me. That has to count for something, doesn't it? Of course it does. We'll be able to help you deal with him. Just so energetic. Why is he so energetic? I don't get it. How can anyone be as energetic as Haron? Wow. Ugh. Ideally, it's possible our interference may actually hinder you. No, that's not true, Mavis. Don't pay any attention to his mood, lest it swallows you whole. Okay. He walked through the city, and three... Oh wait, what? Oh, we walked through the city. The 3 I had with me doing their best to shield me from stares of those we passed, but they were frequently unsuccessful. The city was packed tight, dense with buildings and elves alike. We had been walking for some time, and over time I'd been watching an edifice? That's a word even I don't think I know. Okay, that's a new word. I'm going to have to Google that after this. I'd spotted looming high into the sky grow closer. I hadn't asked what it was. I had a feeling I already knew, and I didn't want confirmation. When we finally turned and began heading away from the edifice, I breathed an exhale of relief. I'm guessing that's some sort of like building or something. Or some sort of landmark. We walked a path where the dense city grew sparse, both in buildings and in people. Before I knew it, we were the only ones walking the path at all. Trees and foliage began to take over the stone beneath our feet, which should have made me feel more at home, however. I had recently learned not to trust Gallian wildlife. Here we are, Rancor Hold. Welcome to my home. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, sorry about that little cut there. I got interrupted by some sort of noise. I actually think we should end this off here before our video gets too long. So let's save real quick. What chapter is this? The 4th Son. Oh dear, that's something I don't think I really know about. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, that's what that noise is. It's one of the dogs. One of the dogs is going mental outside. I don't think you can hear that in the background. At least I hope you can't. Anyway, that's definitely going to do it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. It was definitely a fun video to do this time. I don't know why the others weren't fun. Okay, I have no idea. Words aren't working. My brain's just like died again. It does this like every episode. I don't know why. Especially near the end. Anyway, please like and subscribe. It's always free. And YouTube's been very terrible recently with the notifications and stuff like that. So you might want to, on your way out from this video, you might want to just ding that little notification bell just a little bit. Just so you have some notifications of when I actually post new videos like this one. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'll see you later.